Hello guys, this is Arun from Guide Me team. The topic which we are going to discuss today is basic operators in Java. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or an expert. You have to be very strong in operators in Java. Okay, so in operators itself we have a different kinds actually. So in this topic, the following operators we are going to discuss actually. Arithmetic operators. Okay, this is basically we used to for um, mathematical purpose like adding, subtraction, multiple, division, modulus, increment, decrement. In a way we can use it. Relational is basically it is used for some logical, comparing or to check whether this value is not equal to this or greater than, less than. Those kind of stuff comes under the relational operator. And there is something like a logical operator. Okay, so logical operator is basically used to comparing two conditions. For example, I have a is equal to b and b is equal to c, or a is equal to c. You can compare it because a greater than b and b greater than c and a greater than c. We can use for comparison. Okay, comparing the multiple conditions, and all the conditions should be matched or any one should be matched. It's kind of and or. We'll see in a simple example that will be very pretty much easily understandable. Okay, let's go ahead and open my notepad. So as I always suggest, do not use IDE as a beginner, just go for a text editor. Okay, so I'm going to create a new class so which we can implement the operators. Okay, basically I'm going to start with the let's start with the arithmetic operators. Okay, so I'm going to create a class with basic operators example. Okay, so I'm gonna write a default method, public static void main. Okay, so instead of writing, okay, let me save it first. Okay, so I'm going to save it as basic operators Java. Okay, so I'm not going to write anything inside the main method. Okay, let's see for add, subtraction, multiple, each and everything is a different separate method. So I'm going to add a new method for adding two numbers and subtracting and multiplication and division, and it depends. Okay, let's start with add void add two numbers. So I can pass two parameters, int a comma int b. Let's say it will return integer value, like it will add a and b and return the data. Okay, return a plus b. Okay, so here the operators which we using it, plus is used for adding two numbers. Okay, so the same way I'm going to write another method to subtract. Okay, and similar way, instead of a plus b, here I'm going to use a minus b since I'm going to subtract a and b. Okay, let's call this method. Okay, so I have to create an object to call this method basic operator. Okay, okay, so I'm going to call the first method. Okay, the first method, it will return an integer value. So what I can do is, first let me call the method bo dot add, and I need to pass two integer parameters. Let me add 10 plus 20. So it will return 20. Sorry, it will return 30. So I need to print it. So what you can do is, you can declare a variable int sum is equal to bo dot add of 10 plus 20, because it will return 30 and the 30 will be stored into our sum. So what you can do is simply just do it. System dot out dot println sum is, and you can, using the append parameter, you can add the variable sum. So let me do the same way for subtraction. So instead of add, oh my god, I did a very blunder. I just put, it's not a plus actually, we need to pass it a parameter. So 10 comma 20. So I'm going to use 100 comma 50. 100 is belongs to A, 50 belongs to B. Okay, so then let me print this. Subtraction is sub, because when I pass the 150 to the my subtract method, okay, so it will take the 150 and it will do the calculation, like I think I did something, the code is okay, it's here. Okay, okay, so if I call this method, it will take two parameters and add and return back, and if I call this method, it will take two input methods and it will subtract and return the data. Okay, uh, okay, let me compile this method, and as usual I'll go to my command prompt and go to D drive and delete this Java or so my basic operators example, that is my Java class. Okay, so I'm going to compile it now. Basic operators on Java. So if you don't have any compilation issues, it will compile without any issues and you won't see any errors here. So the compilation is done, the class file it's created. So if you want to check whether the class file is created, just put TAR. See, you can see the class here. So I'm going to execute the class file now. See, sum is 30 and subtraction is 50. So this is using the plus symbol for add operation, and this is using minus for subtract operation. Like the same way we can write method for multiply also. Let's give it a try. I'm going to copy this method. Okay, so instead of subtract, I'm going to use multiply. So I'll pass A and B. So multiply, the symbol is star. This is the multiply operator. Okay, and let me use the divided operation also. Divide A, and the operator is forward slash. Okay, so let me try to call this method and see what is the outcome. Okay, so the first time I created an integer variable and I called the method, and it will return an integer value, so I stored it into sum and I displayed sum here. So we can do it in a different way also. You can directly call it from the system.println, system.out.println, and multiply is plus the object is bo. So I'm going to call the method using bo object multiply. So I need to pass two parameters. I'm going to pass 10 comma 10. Okay, so let's copy this. I'm going to do the same way for divide also. divide, so I'm going to 100. So divide, basically what it will do is it will divide the left hand operator in by right hand operator. It will divide 100 by 10. So the outcome will be 10. Let's see the outcome. So I'm going to compile the program. Okay, sorry, I again didn't compile. Okay, I compiled it. Okay, it's pretty much cool, no issues. Let me execute this. See, my sum is 30 and subtraction is 50. Multiply is 10 into 10 is 100, and divided is it's nothing but 10 divided by 10. So it will be the 10. Okay, and there will be some additional operators also for arithmetical purpose. So what we used to call is let me put it in the bottom. So plus 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 plus, what it is do is, for example, I have an integer variable a is equal to 10, and in the bottom if I kept like a is equal to plus plus a, it is nothing but it is a shortest form of a is equal to a plus 1. So the outcome will be, this outcome will be 11, because my value is, initial value is 10 and I put a is equal to plus plus a, so the outcome will be a is equal to 10 plus 1, the outcome is 11. Okay, the same way we can use the subtraction also. This is similarly, this is the shortest form and this is the exact detailed explanations. Okay, so what will happen is, when I put int a is equal to 10, initially my int a value is 10, so after this statement 10 is equal, a is equal to 10 minus 1, so my outcome is 9 now. Okay, so these are the major things which we are going to see in our arithmetic operators. Okay, and so next, so let me create another class which we can use it for relational operator. Okay, wait a minute guys. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file, class relational operator example. So let me save it first. Okay, so give me a minute. As usual, I'm going to write our main method, public static void main, and string ar. Okay, I'm not going to write anything here now. So before we are going to the implementation, let's see what are the relational operators we have. So relational operators is basically is available is equal to. This is for compare to operand. Okay, in a simple example, for example, I have int a is equal to 10 comma b is equal to 20. So in this scenario, the way how I'm going to use it, if a equal to b, this is how. So the equal to operator, it will check whether my value a and b are same. Okay, so this is the equal comparator operator, and the similar way we have another operator all, if that a not equal to b. So If A and B are same, it will return true, else it will return false. Here A not equal to B. It will check whether A is equal to not equal to 20. Yes, my A is 10, my B is 20, so it's not same, so it will return true. Okay, so the same way there are different operators, so you can use something like, one second, A greater than B. It will check whether A is greater than B. Similar way you can check less than, and also you can use greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So what will happen is it will check whether my int A is greater than 20 or equal to 10. In this scenario, for example, A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10. So what will happen? A greater than or equal to B. A greater than or equal to B. So first it will check whether A is greater than or B. So it's not greater than. Then it will check equal to, whether it is equal to A. Yes. So A greater than or equal to B. So it will return true. Similar way for less than. Okay. So let me put it in a simple example so we can, it's easy for us to understand. Okay. Okay. Let me get a method. Or else let's try it in the main method itself. We don't have to create new methods. So first declare two variables, int A is equal to 10 comma B is equal to 20. Okay, I want to check whether A is greater than or is equal to 20. So I'm gonna return if A greater than B, then print system dot out dot println A is bigger than B. Okay, so else it will print something else. I don't want to put an else because we have a separate session for explain the concept, looping concepts, if and for, while, do, while, everything. Okay, so I'm going to check another thing now. So and also I'm going to add two more parameters. C is equal to 25 and D is equal to 25. So in my next condition I'm going to check, let me copy this, A is equal to B, so it is not equal to, so A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, A equal to, and you should use something like this, double equal to. So A and B is not matching, so what I can do is I can check not equal to. So if both are matches, it will come A bigger than or A different than B. Okay, so the same way I'm going to use let's check something for equal to operator. If C equal to D, I'll print this. So A and B are same. Okay, so these are the major operators, and as I said, you can use greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, it's up to you. Okay, but let me put it as small comments here. So the different kind of operators, the first one is for double equal to, checking whether two operands are same, and next one is not equal to, whether my left and right operand are same or not same. So the first one will check both are same, and the second one it will check whether it is not equal to same, and third one it will check whether my A value is greater than B, and less than, it will check my A value is less than B. Similar way we have greater than or equal to, that means my A value is greater than or equal to my B, then less than or equal to, the similar way it will check whether A is less than B or equal to B. Okay, So let's try to compile it and let's see what is the outcome. So I'm going to compile Java C. So what is the name which I put it there? Okay, relational operator. Okay, so is there any? Okay, now my compilation is done. So let me go ahead and execute the class file. See, A is different than B, and A and B are the same. I printed three statements. One is not printed, correct? So what is the first one? A different than B. A different than B. So this suits this condition, and this condition got executed, and this is not executed. The reason A greater than B, the condition is false because A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. Or else you can put a else condition here and you can run another SOP. So A is not bigger than B. Let me compile it again and execute. See, now we got it. Okay, and so these are the major operators which is available for relational operators. Let's go ahead and see the other operator, logical operator. Okay, okay, let me create a new class file. Class logical operator, logical operator example. Let me save it first so it will be easy for us. Okay, so the same way I'm going to add my main method public static void main string a or okay. So let me explain what are the logical operators we have. First one is AND. Okay, to comparing multiple conditions. Okay, same way we have OR condition, similar to AND, used for multiple conditions, either one will be true. Okay, and in this both has to be true. Okay, so the next one is exclamator. It's a logical operator. If a condition is true, then logical not operator will make a false. Okay, so basically it is used to check for boolean data. Okay, so let's go ahead and see a simple example. Okay, so first I'm going to check the AND operation. So let me declare two variables. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10, comma, C is equal to 15. Let me check the AND operations. Okay, I'm going to add a condition. If A greater than B and B greater than C and A greater than C. So basically what I'm checking is my first condition is whether A greater than B. Second condition, B greater than C. Third, A greater than C. So if all conditions satisfied, then only it will went inside the if condition and it will print the statements which is available inside the if condition. Okay, so let me put okay system dot out dot println. So C is bigger. Okay. So the next thing I check this is how AND will work. Let's say what is OR. Here all my three conditions has to be true. But in case of OR, either one is true, it will went inside the if condition. A greater than B. Let me put a OR here. If A greater than B, so what is A? A is 5 and B is equal to 10. So A greater than B, it is true. So then it won't check for the other conditions. It will directly go inside the loop. Okay, or else you can put it something like that: A is equal to B and B greater than, A greater than B and B greater than C, or A greater than C. So the first it will check these two conditions, and then it will check whether A greater than C. Any one, if these are true, it automatically came inside. It won't go to check whether A greater than C or not. Okay, let me check. Or condition block. Okay, let me save it. Let me go and compile my program. Java C logical operator example. Let's see. Okay, cool. So we don't have any compilation issues. Let me execute the file. Logical. Nothing was printed. Why? Let's go and debug the program. The first condition, A greater than B. 5 greater than 10. True. Second, B greater than C. True. Third one, A greater than C. Okay. So all three conditions are true. So the reason why it's not came inside any of the loop, because the first condition here, A greater than B, so that is false because A is 5 and B is 10. A is not greater than B. So what we can do is, let me put some big value here, 55. So this condition will success. Okay, A greater than B. My A is 55, B is 10. So A greater than B is true. Then it will check B greater than C. B 10, C 15. So it's not greater than. So let me check 16. So B greater than C. So the condition is again true. And A greater than C. A is 55 and C is 15. So obviously the condition is true. Now it will come inside this loop. And here the same scenario. A greater than B. B greater than. If any one is true, it will come inside. Let me go and compile it. And execute. See, C is bigger and inside the OR condition block. So keep that in mind. Only two things. If you're using AND operator, it will expect all the conditions has to be true. If you're using OR condition, either one, if it is written true, that is fine. It will go inside the loop and it will execute the statements. Okay. And as I said, there's another condition, AND operator. So what I'm going to do is, for example, I will check if it is all true, I'm going inside. In either case, I will check whether it is all not null. Sorry, the condition is all is not true. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy this again and put it here. So this entire thing is a whole block. Okay, so it will return true. We know that it will return true. So I'm going to check whether it is not equal to. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to put an exclamation here. So what it will do is, it will return true, but I'm checking what is this. This is the exclamator which we will use for check whether it's a false. So it is return true, and I'm checking whether it is a false. So that means it's true, and I'm checking it is a false. So it won't go inside because by default it will return true. I'm checking not here, so it will expecting false has to be written from here. So if it is a return false, so the condition will satisfy, then it will go inside the loop. Okay, if you go, let me go and compile it again. See, it's not going inside. The reason, it will return true. So it will like not equal to means the entire condition, this will return true. I'm checking not equal to true. So if it is written false, our code will work. Okay, so try yourself. When you implementing it, you will get lot of questions and clarifications. Let me know or leave me a comment and I'll help you guys, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.